Thank you again for joining us. Dr. Cross, is it? Do you prefer a title other than Doctor?
Cross will be fine.
Great. Come on through. This is our break room here. Feel free to take a seat, and I will make a quick call, and then we'll ask you some casual questions. We'll probably move to it'll be an interrogation room somewhere that's further back. We aren't going to cuff you or anything, and you, of course, are okay to leave at any time, but just so it's away from high traffic areas and anything like that. Green, actually, can you stay here with Dr. Cross, and I will return shortly. Get my other officers on the case.
Never mind, I'm not sitting
Hmm.
It's fine. I don't plan to be here for long.
It's the civilian that's going to be helping us with the situation.
This. Say again?
Helping with the current situation, the first interrogation we did today.
Oh, I see.
The questioning.
Okay.
Hello. It's nice to meet you. I am Celine. I am the officer that you will be speaking with directly.
For medical reasons, I waive handshakes.
That's fair. Well, without wasting too much of your time, are you, ready to talk?
Yes, so that I can get back to work.
Wonderful.
Right. Okay.
That's 6 cups of coffee.
What is
That
wrong
sounds
with you?
unhealthy.
About 6 cups of coffee worth is what is in one can of that drink you have. That you drink about 4 times a day.
Hmm.
No?
Okay. Just so you know, everything we talk about is going to be on record. I will be recording the entire conversation. I hope that's okay.
That's fine. I don't care.
Wonderful. And at any point in time, you are free to not answer any questions and or leave the building.
Good to know.
You want to sit in here for a moment? I'm just going to go get a coffee. Can I get you anything?
Do you have hot chocolate here?
I'll see what I can do.
That's all I'd ask.
Get comfortable.
You will have some hot chocolate here.
Green, I have one of the most important missions that I need you to go do for me. I need you to make me hot chocolate. Thank you. The cheap appreciate it. I know. Yeah. Will you be my backup right now?
Seconds?
I just want a coffee and a hot chocolate, and then we'll go in there. I'm not going in there until you're back. Hi. You want to take a seat?
I'll be fine standing.
Okay. Well, my lazy ass is gonna sit. It's been a long day. Okay, as I said, everything in this meeting is going to be recorded and on tape. And just to cover this again, so it's recorded and established, and so you know your rights, you are not being held at the station. You are not arrested, anything like that, and you don't have to answer any of our questions, and you may ask to leave at any point in time throughout the conversation. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Wonderful. Okay, so we have a couple questions. There was a recent situation that happened not too long ago with our precinct that involved a gang cult. We're not quite sure. We just wanted to touch base and ask a couple questions about your hospital. The Heart, correct?
The Merciful Heart, yes.
Yeah. And you own this hospital? Or is it under is this like a private hospital, or is this public, owned by Kaijin?
It is a private hospital.
I see. Okay.
Kaijin gave us allowance to operate, but they don't directly own us.
I see. And do you have paperwork for all this stuff?
I do.
Not that you have to show me, I just... Okay. I'm curious. I want to show you a couple pictures, and I want to know if seen any of these individuals before. They will be pictures of just cultists in general, ones that we've booked. Have you seen this design, look, outfit, clothing before?
Yes.
What's your association?
I've seen them. I don't know how associated
Just-
you can be from being a witness.
And what is it you've witnessed?
I've seen a scarce few of them running around nearby the Merciful Heart. I've seen far less of a scarce few as bodies within the heart.
Okay. Have you ever had to perform surgery, medical, on these individuals before? Have they
None
come
of
into the
them-
heart?
None of them have ever been booked into the Merciful Heart as a patient. Any ones we have found within the heart have been long dead. I suspect they may have been based, I suppose, there for some time before I took it over.
Based. So the Merciful Heart was abandoned before you took it, or under a different occupation?
When myself and my group found it, we had already known that it had been abandoned for some time. Run down, heavily damaged from the flood. It seemed like a good place to rebuild, especially given exceedingly recent events back then, where another large hospital had been attacked via the gang violence. I wanted to make a place that was safe for people to practice their vocations and jobs as medical practitioners, and for civilians to feel protected from the violence outside. Thus, the Merciful Heart seemed like a good place to revive. A lot of the areas within it
Yeah.
haven't been fully rebuilt and recovered, and within those areas we have found remnants of the cult's presence there.
Where'd you get the funding to make the heart? This group of yours, do they have a name that you're associated with? People that helped you make this private hospital?
I got funding from several private investors and a stamp of approval from the councilman himself.
Wow, high up there. Okay.
The group that
Green,
helped
did you have any
me
questions?
take it back and rebuild it is a private militia group, a guard group known as Jackal Team. They're based there and exist there to help keep the place safe.
I'm going to slide over a turned over photo. Can you flip that over for me and tell me if it looks recognizable at all? Flipping it over, it is a shoddy screenshot that we took of the ritual from my body cam.
It looked like someone painted blood on them.
Besides that, you were unaware of their, well, not unaware, but is the Merciful Heart not a cleared out building, or
Parts of the building are still in need of repair and reconstruction, and other parts have what remains from when the cult was there. I've been
do you
working
know
with
the history of the building at all?
I think, from what I remember, it's been closed down for at least 2 decades. I don't
think?
know.
It's a bit weird that you and your investors would put so much time and effort into building something up, especially something that's, well, to help the public, and you don't fully know about the building that you bought. And with all the supposed cult activity surrounding it, and you possibly knowing it, and also the council member stamping your approval to take said building, it just all seems a bit convenient and oddly dangerous.
Dangerous. Do you know what the Merciful Heart has done in the very short time after it was opened, or do you want me to detail all of the allocates that we have given and the work we have
I'm
done
not
to make sure
questioning the
everyone is safe?
ability of your doctors or your capability as a hospital. I'm just, if there are still things about the building that you have uncovered, that you haven't uncovered yet, and you don't know much about the building, but you know about the association with cultists and things of the sort, it just seems like some dangerous ground to build upon. A risk, if you will.
Sure. Maybe it could have been risky. If we knew about it beforehand, it might not have been our first choice. But I have very capable people that I trust keeping it safe. If the cult were to try and come back, we would keep everyone within protected, and we would make sure to contact Hesian if a large-scale assault was happening.
Well, I hate to break it, but the cult is back, and it is causing trouble. And
And
to
it
put
is
it
not
bluntly,
causing trouble to my hospital or my zone. So,
no, but we believe that the cult may be associated. So if you have something that can easily declare to us that it's not, and you have no ties to this cult whatsoever, now would be the time to present it. You're not being held here, of course, but eventually this might not be in our hands, and we're the best people to talk to at the moment. Otherwise, you might have ISB agents knocking on your front door with warrants if there is more to this hospital that you're not telling us about.
the hospital records aren't something I have found again. If they still exist, if the cult didn't damage or destroy them when they were in charge, they aren't in the zones or sections of the hospital that we have reclaimed and rebuilt. If you want to know more about the hospital's history before we had taken it over, when it was in operation, then you'll have to go to some other source. I do not have those answers, but they probably exist somewhere. Hospitals are, especially if they were previously owned or ran by the tower itself, they probably have records dating back to what was going on, who was there, who was working there, or admitted. It's a large place.
Does the council member usually work with third-party mercenary groups?
I had the chance to talk to him. I sold him on the idea of building a place up that the civilians could find peace and quiet in during the middle of all of the gang violence. given that a hospital had recently just been bombed and turned into a pile of ash, he seemed willing to support a new one getting opened quickly so that the people who need help can get it.
Sounds like you kind of cornered a council member into making a decision that he couldn't say no to. Because why would he? At a time of suffering and pain for others and losing a whole hospital, I mean, you seem like the only viable, correct option to take. Was that an intention?
Does
I
that
wouldn't
matter
blame
to your
you.
investigation?
I'm curious of how deep the ties run, and it could help me figure out more about the hospital. But no, we can move on from that.
Have you had any family members, friends, associates go missing in the past month or so?
Not within the last month.
Okay. And when was the first time that you encountered and or spotted this group?
Alive or dead.
Either or.
We found their bodies in the hospital when we were reclaiming it.
Okay.
That was a few months before it was opened.
And alive?
I got reports from members of Jackal Team stating that cultists had been spotted, living ones had been spotted scurrying around the zone when they were trying to make sure everyone was playing nice. Not a lot of
this,
them.
Jackal team? Is that your
They are private.
group?
Yes, they're a private militia group I use to make sure that the hospital is kept safe and that everyone stays in line.
Where do you get the funding to continue to run it? I imagine you have to pay your staff, things of the sort. Equipment.
Hospitals make a lot of money.
True. So it's self-sufficient now? You don't have supporters or the council member isn't providing additional aid?
I don't do all the numbers myself. I have an accountant for this. Yes, we
Okay.
still get donations from interested parties. People who like the fact that we keep everyone safe and we keep ourselves neutral. That we aren't owned by Kijin, but we also aren't owned by some other megacorp. People like the fact that we are private. Lots of people have conspiracy theories that make them not trust bigger groups.
If we wanted to, would you allow us to investigate said hospital? Obviously, this would need to be done correctly, with the correct paperwork and things of the
Do
sort.
you mean investigate the hospital that is currently running? Or do you want to go into the areas that we haven't fully refurbished to see what I've been having to clear out to make this place work?
Yeah, more so column B than column A.
If it helps with your investigation and maybe learning more about this group, then I will prepare a day and have some members of Jackal Team open up a side entrance, something we had locked down, that'll let you into a section of the hospital we have not fully reclaimed. There is more than likely no one alive in that area. You may even need rebreathers depending on how poor the air circulation is there. It is also more than likely damaged, and you'll have to deal with the fact that the place might fall apart around you. But you would be able to find remnants of when it was possibly infested by these cultists.
Okay. I think we're gonna take just 5 minutes, and then we'll be back in. If you don't mind, if you want to take a seat, enjoy your hot chocolate.
Where
Thank
is
you for
that?
answering our questions so far.
It's on
That's
the
on
other
the
side
end
of
of
the
the
table.
table. Yeah.
Okay. That's awful. How can you make hot chocolate bad?
Hi. How are you? Well, I think we're pretty much done here. And we don't want to keep you any longer than we already have. Did you have any questions for us before we close this up? And this is not on the record. Tape's off, so.
Right. What exactly are you all doing investigating these people?
Our job? They're hurting people? Killing people in masses?
I can
Infesting themselves in public
personally
areas?
attest to several civilians being
They're
either
attacking
pulled
civilians?
away. Yeah.
Right.
So maybe tighten your security to make sure no one
We haven't
decides
had
to
any
wander
issues
back.
with them in our zone.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I think you're good to go.
One of you mentioned that I was here to help you because of an interrogation you did earlier today.
That did happen, yeah.
Say again, sorry. I was preoccupied for a moment.
You mentioned I was here. One of you people, mentioned I was here to help with an interrogation you had earlier today. Did you interrogate one of these things?
One of the things? Yes, we interrogated a member that we assume is associated with the cult.
Did they draw something? On your walls, on your tables, on your floors, chairs, anywhere. Anything.
What is this something you're describing?
There have been several rooms that have been locked and barred within the Merciful Heart that we had to work exceedingly hard to open, that were full of these people. And the walls and ceiling and floor and each other's bodies were covered in the same drawing of an eye.
Can you draw it on this sticky note for me?
I don't believe he really drew anything, but
Double check.
he did scribble on a map, but unfortunately our officers had roughed him up a little bit, so.
Right. That's not any of my concern. I don't care if they did that or not. But that symbol seems to be important to them because they draw it literally everywhere. So,
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Alright, let's get you out of here.
You first.
Green, I have to go talk to the lieutenant. Would you mind escorting our guest out? Thank you. Our guest is coming out. I need to speak with you.
Okay. Let's let our guests
We'll just
go, and
keep
then
going.
we will speak in
Right
my
behind
office. Thank you, Dr. Cross, for your time.
of course, you need me again.
We'll be.
I don't know. Find a better room than an interrogation room. I did not enjoy that. And
Be
buy
taking
better
us
hot
to the
chocolate mix.
lobby.
That was awful. I don't know how you managed to make hot chocolate poorly.
We're limited right now. You have a nice night, though. I don't think you need to check in at the front at all, so
I'm checking when I got
have
here.
a good rest of your day.
If you all need assistance, you are within range of the Merciful Heart. Go ahead and contact us. We have some emergency vehicles that can come help.
Appreciate it. You doing okay, bud? Okay. I don't know. Am I?
Am I able to pass
Okay,
through
I'm
these
just making sure.
checkpoints?
Yeah, you should be okay too.
Fantastic.
What you got? Bud?
I'm on the way back. We've got to prepare for a cop visit. I have to move a lot of shit around.